Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back. This is the MP podcast. I'm Lincoln.
I'm Avon.
We are back after a couple week hiatus due to the Christmas pandemic.
The crandemic.
The crandemic that is Christ being born in a manger and the presents from the people.
From the frankincense and the myrrh.
And the gold. From the three kings, we three kings of Bethlehem.
Like, what is frankincense anyways?
Let's look it up.
That's so weird.
Frankincense.
This is podcast 13, by the way. Lucky number 13.
Ooh. Frankincense is a hardened gum-like material, in brackets, resin, that comes from the trunk of the boswellia tree. People use its oil on the skin and in aromatherapy. Frankincense oil seems to kill some types of bacteria and fungi, in brackets, yeasts. Yeats.
Cool. If you look at it, it looks really weird. Like, it's like little like sticks of like, it's a very strange looking
It just
thing.
looks like stones here.
Or like stones.
Yeah, it
it's
looks like pebbles.
Strange looking thing.
They're not fruity pebbles. They're frankincense pebbles.
They not fruity.
Fruity Pebbles is my favorite
Oh.
cereal. I know you know that. If anyone,
But it is one of the best sugar cereals in the world.
If anyone listens to this in the States and wants to send me Fruity Pebbles, I'll give you an address to send me Fruity Pebbles to as well. Hi. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
How are you? I mean, like we've talked a little bit. Actually, we've talked a little bit in the last few days because we've just been catching up and doing meetings and stuff like that. But how are you?
Good.
That's good.
Yeah, good. Weekend holidays were chill. I just hung out with my neighbor buddy, and we ordered Chinese food, and we went to go see The Matrix at midnight.
That was Christmas Day?
Yeah, it was Christmas Day. It's forever embedded in my mind when I saw that movie. It'll never leave my consciousness.
We don't have to talk. Yeah, go ahead.
It's doing really bad at the box office. Anyways, surprisingly. Not surprisingly.
No, not surprisingly at all. What was your give me Adams out of 5. 5 red and blue pills out of 5 for The Matrix Resurrections.
I give it a 1.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would. There's very little of that movie that is. I will never watch that movie again. I hate that they use that song.
Way too on the nose.
You know what? To be honest, the trailer is better than the whole movie. It is.
One bill makes you larger.
I wish it was as good as the trailer because
I know.
It's definitely not. So
and they use the song in the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Normally that doesn't happen when you
sometimes
Thor Ragnarok used that Led Zeppelin song
when
in
he
the
goes
movie.
crazy. Yeah. When he gets
and I was not.
I
love Thor Ragnarok, but that was the only thing that I was not stoked on was that the fact use the song in the trailer to sell the movie. Don't use the song in the movie.
Yeah, they could have used another cool song at that point in time in the movie for sure.
Are you talking about Thor or Matrix?
Ragnarok?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like that whole part where he finds his power, and then he goes and kills everyone on the bridge, and rad though.
It works in that case. It works.
It does, yeah.
In the Matrix's case, there's many
Nothing
things wrong with that movie. The song is just such a small part of it, but it was the thing that bothered me from the trailer initially, where I was like, well, that's really on the fucking nose.
100%, yeah.
Really on the nose. And then using it in the movie makes it even more on the nose, where it's like, yep, follow the white rabbit. We get it.
Yeah.
Did you like the Rage Against the Machine cover at the end of the movie?
Nope. That band is that. I mean, that's a holy band, and if you're going to cover them, which they could be covered, and that cover song could be amazing, but it better be amazing, and it wasn't.
So Brass Against is the band that.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that ever.
Yeah,
like Rise Against, but Brass Against. Is there a play there?
I don't know.
Okay,
there might be. I'm not sure, but they're like a cover band that.
They must do Rise Against.
They have a... Well, hold on. This story gets wild.
Okay.
They have a wide variety of instruments in their band and whatever, and then they have the lady singer, and she's good. But their whole shtick is that they're doing like the Richard Cheese thing, but they're doing it seriously, and they're doing it a little more punk, I guess.
Right.
So anyway, that's who did that cover at the end of the movie. Which as soon as she started singing, because like because it's the
we didn't even stay for the after. Like we left so fast
as soon as the song hit.
Usually, my roommate and I, or my buddy and I, will always stay. We'll always stay till the end of the movie to watch the very end, to give people props because they deserve what?
No, you're just that for that movie.
I thought you were
No.
But I will always stay because I want to give props to everybody who worked, and
I do that too.
We were so upset that we just left. Like immediately, as soon as the last scene ended, and we knew it was black screen, we just left.
Yeah,
because I was like, I can't.
There's an after credit scene.
I know somebody told me about that.
Pointless.
I know somebody told me about that.
So bad. Anyway, Brass Against. They were supposed to go on tour with Tool, like open for Tool.
Cool, that's rad.
Playing Tool songs,
weird
Rage songs, like they cover a whole variety of but it was like that's kind of weird. Right before they were supposed to go on tour with Tool is when, I don't know if you heard about this, but the lead singer of Brass Against peed on a fan's face on stage.
Okay, that's the band.
Yes.
I heard of that incident.
Yeah.
Where she aggressively pissed in this guy's mouth. And people were like, yo, she peed like a liter.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like an aggressive pee. I didn't know that was the band.
Yes.
Got you.
That was the band, and that was her.
Gross. That's so gnarly.
Yeah, if you're not into it, like it's not.
You have an audience of people that might not be into it.
Oh, I'm sure 3/4 of that audience was probably like
what the
really
hell?
Put off.
Yeah.
That dude was clearly into it because he wouldn't have been he wouldn't have been laying down on the stage if he wasn't. And there was people calling for like them to be pulled off like the tour with Tool or whatever. And Tool came out like with a statement where they were like, "Yeah, no, they're still gonna hang out on tour with us."
We fully endorse everything.
Yeah, they were like, that was awesome. Like,
I don't. What's more punk than pissing in some guy's mouth?
Pretty much. Like it was.
It's pretty punk.
It really is. Which that's what I thought too. Like people were not stoked, but they were just like. But I was like, you know what? That is pretty rad.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's who did the cover. I don't like their music. Like I won't listen to their music. So it was just kind of like. If you're basically trying to give me, like, I understand what they were doing with that movie, and it's like you were basically trying to give us, it was trying so hard to justify the original's existence, and it's like we didn't need that. We didn't need the original's existence to be justified,
right?
But
the storyline within the movie is that the studio is pushing for a remake of this.
I know.
And it's like they're only doing it for the money grab in the movie.
Not even a remake, a sequel.
A sequel, sorry. But then that's what we're watching. It's exactly what they're like. It was just so dumb.
It was really dumb because that's the thing is like, I don't think Warner Brothers was like, oh yeah, like make a sequel. I think Lana wanted to make a sequel. Her sister didn't want anything to do with it. And
she knew.
For good reason now.
She knew.
And then it's like, the movie is acting like it didn't want to exist, but Warner Brothers.
That's what I hated the most.
And it's like, I'm confused. Like that's where I'm kind of confused. Is like, did Lana actually want to make this, or did Warner Brothers force them into making it because they wanted? You know what I mean? And I don't feel like Warner Brothers. Like I feel like Warner Brothers would have been like, we're fine not making another one because like.
And like the French guy, what was he like? What was all that?
The Merovingian, coming back and
like,
being a homeless guy.
He was a homeless guy in a warehouse. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That whole movie has so many problems. It's insane.
Do you want to hear the worst part though?
Sure.
Do you know how much that movie cost to make?
Oh my god!
Take a guess. I'll give you 3 guesses how much that movie cost to make. 3 rapid fire guesses. I'm
going to say 100, 150, or 200 million, of course.
100, 150, and 200?
Yeah, somewhere in
between
there.
You were too low, pretty mid, Too high.
Oh.
It was $190 million to make that movie.
Insane.
$190 million.
Insane.
The original Matrix movie cost $63 million.
Wow.
And
wow,
then
that's pretty good.
Yep. And then the sequels individually each had a budget of $150 million apiece.
Crazy.
So I think they probably just gave him $300 million and said, "Go."
I've learned so much about movie budgets since I started watching the movies that made us. Because then you can really see a movie and then see its budget, and then they always compare its budget to other budgeted movies within that category.
Especially movies that you've seen where you're like, oh, okay.
They're like,
oh, so that only cost $20 million to make, but that cost $60 million. But why does that suck more than that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's usually because the smaller budgeted films are a lot scrappier, and they have to they usually have to fight to get things done and do things, and they have to get creative.
Exactly.
That is why
the thing. That's the nail on the head.
Home Alone, they had a budget, but they had to be so creative in order to make that movie work.
Right.
And it you've obviously seen how it's made.
I don't actually. No, I haven't yet. I'm
that
still going through the first. I watched season 4, and now I'm going back. And part of season 1, now I'm just going through to watch.
Back to the Future, another really good example.
That was good.
Of a movie that was like an experiment where they were like, basically.
Do you remember the original title for the movie?
Oh yeah,
the Cowboy Man from Jupiter, or something like that.
It's ridiculous. But Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale,
amazing,
wrote that script for a really long time. We're trying to get it made. Nobody wanted to make it, and then all of a sudden, it comes across Spielberg's desk, and he's like, "Oh, Universal will make this." So then suddenly, because Spielberg by that time was already a huge director, like really hot, had we had like 4th and 9th Encounters of the 20th Kind.
Well,
he just had like an overall deal. He had an overall deal at Universal, so he was just like, "Hey, go make these guys movie." And Universal's kind of like, "Well, we kind of have to listen to Spielberg," so they're like, "Here, we'll give you a couple bucks to go make this movie." But it wasn't like a huge budget.
No, not at all.
Film, but watching that movie now, you're like, "Oh shit!" Ghostbusters, same thing. Ghostbusters was not a huge budget film.
Nope.
But it was the creativity and the scrappiness of the people and the passion behind the project that got it made.
Yeah.
And
which is the case for a lot of movies that I didn't even know that are classics
and
stuff.
So that's why, that to me is why Matrix Resurrections is just like, you look at that $190 million price tag, and I'm like, what a waste of money.
Totally.
Because it feels soulless. It feels like all that movie does is detract from people hated the number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, 100%.
But I bet you right now they're probably like, those movies are amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that are like, holy fuck, I love 1, 2, 3.
If they make another one, I'm gonna just freak the hell out.
I don't think they will.
And then you have Spider-Man, who's now cemented itself into the top 10 of the most top-grossing movies of all time.
That's
what I just read today.
No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cemented itself in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
In the top 10 grossing movies of all time, and it's not even done yet.
No,
we'll see at the end in a year where it's at in comparison to all those movies and how much they gross internationally and all that. That's going to be interesting.
It will be, and it'll be up there. And I mean there was no way people weren't going to that movie.
I mean, if they weren't, though, the pandemic would have been the curveball to do that. And I agree with you.
Yep.
All depending on I'm just glad people showed up for that movie anyway.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah.
That movie was unreal, and it really tied together. Pardon me. Geez.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off Matrix. I just meant to.
Oh no, get off the Matrix, please get off the Matrix. No,
all good.
That's an example. Well, now I'm curious, like, what the budget for that one, Spider-Man No Way Home budget. Like, see, I'm $200 million.
So wow.
Like Spider-Man.
Think about all the CGI and special effects that they have in that movie, and then think about all the CGI and effects that they don't have in The Matrix. That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. And you have how many more stars?
Yeah.
How many more stars do you have in Spider-Man? Then Matrix, you have 2 stars. Everyone else was supporting cast. They didn't have Morpheus back. Oh,
no.
the Merovingian. He was in it for 3 minutes.
Yeah, but he's not like a big star.
So it's Tiffany Amber, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
decent or
no,
whatever.
no. Tiffany Haddish? No, she's not.
She's black. Trinity, whoever plays Trinity, Tiffany.
Oh, Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie Ann Moss. My bad. And
Jada Pinkett Smith.
yeah, Jada Pinkett.
Okay, here's a question for you.
That's crazy.
I just looked up I just randomly saw the budget for Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I want you to guess how much Avengers Endgame cost to
Oh
make.
man, I'm going to say like 300 million. 250.
More.
Oh wow. 450.
No. Lower.
380.
356.
356. Wow.
356
That makes
million.
more sense to me though, with the amount of stars in that movie and the CGI. Like, it makes sense. Plus, they knew that movie was going to gross way more than that anyways, so they probably splurged.
Oh, they didn't care.
Yeah,
they didn't care if they broke. Hey, the profit of Endgame was $2.797 billion. So they're like, yeah, we'll spend a cool 356 on it. It's fine.
What a
but you have to
crazy
think
return.
like how much of that is that actors' salaries?
Totally,
because you literally have like.
Then I wonder how much Keanu Reeves got paid for this, aka John Wick.
I don't know. He gave away 90% of his salary
Did
to
he?
the crew. He does every movie.
That's good. That's nice of him. Holy
That
shit.
is the only redeeming quality. I was saying this to
The
Jared
only
when we were
redeeming
watching it.
quality
It's the
about him.
only redeeming quality of the Matrix movie is the fact that Keanu Reeves, this was his salary and he took this much of it and gave the rest of it to the crew.
Crazy.
Because he does that on every movie. Dude, he's worth $400 million. He's like, I don't need... He
I know,
owns
but people don't think like that.
He's like, I know they don't.
Rich people don't do things like that.
Not all the time.
So that's what sets him apart, I guess.
Totally. And see, he's like...
I got so much more respect for him now. Now that you tell me that. I never knew that.
Oh, dude.
I never knew
Keanu
that.
Reeves is an unreal
I loved
human
him
being.
before, but
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
I love him even more.
He's an unreal human being, and
That's
that's
crazy.
the only reason that I'm like, okay... that's the only part of it, of Matrix, where I was like, okay, like a lot of people that worked on that movie, walked away with a big chunk of change in their pocket.
Yeah.
And they were actually able to like have a good Christmas or, get through the pandemic a little easier or whatever.
I mean, that's probably the only benefit is that it helped those crews get by.
Yeah.
I worked on that movie. I mean, my God.
100%. But let's jump off Matrix because I hate Matrix. What do you got for me today?
Well, that we
got
rang out the new year with the death of Betty White. And then we rang it in with the death of Bob Saget. Like, what? Is 2021 now confirmed to be like the worst year ever?
I don't know about that, but...
Pretty bad. I didn't mean to get down, sorry, but I just wanted to bring it up.
No, I know.
I don't usually get bothered by celebrity deaths, to be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be
But that
heartless or
that
anything.
was two big ones back to
Yeah,
back.
that was two big ones back to back.
And the Bob Saget thing literally happened last night.
Yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, so that's sad, but hopefully, this year ends up being a lot better in the turnaround from how it started. So
I was really fucked up about the Bob Saget thing last night, only because, like, I mean, I love his work, and like he was a great comedian, and obviously we all grew up watching Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos and stuff like that.
he's like the clip show god.
Yeah, of course, and like Bob Saget literally has been a facet in people's homes, probably for a lot of people their entire lives.
Yeah,
both America's Funniest Home Videos, whether it was his voice on How I Met Your Mother, whether it was Full House, whatever it was, he transcended a lot of decades, and he was a part of a lot of our lives. So it was like really, like I was sitting and I was about to like jump into like an online hockey game with the boys, and like Krista texted me, and it was just, she sent me the image that was just like Bob Saget died, and I'm like, and I was like talking to the boys, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, and they're like, what? I was like, Bob's, anyway. The thing that really, I think the thing that fucked me up the most was that they were like, he died in his hotel room alone.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, he was found.
I'm wanting, like, I want more information. I keep looking for more because I want them to tell me what happened. Like, was it an aneurysm? Was it drugs and alcohol related? What was it?
Well, they've already confirmed that there was no drugs and alcohol.
That's fair. I mean, I'm just saying from the outside, you never know.
For sure.
Especially when it comes to celebrity deaths.
My first thought was, did he fucking OD? Like, did he relapse and OD?
Yeah.
But
I know that he has struggled. He has said that he struggled with substance abuse. But I don't think it was either. I'm just saying, like, my mind is just going crazy because all I want is information, you know? So.
Seeing it, that's totally fair. He was 65.
65, yeah. And he just started doing his stand-up again. He was on tour, and they, like,
He was 65.
Yeah.
And that's... When I look at that and I go, okay, so is my life less than half over? And I'm gonna.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh, I went.
Don't think
I
like
went
that.
really fucking.
Geez.
I went to a really.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you,
No.
but I was just surprised that you went there. That's all.
Yeah, I went really fucking like dark with it. Like I had a, like, I couldn't sleep because I was just like, oh my god, like.
I mean, yeah, that could be the case. But I mean, that's the whole thing about death is that you don't know.
No, I know.
Unless it's like disease or something, and then you kind of have a window. But I mean, it can come at any time, and sometimes it takes a death like that to really make you reevaluate your own life. You know.
Yeah.
So
but it's just like he
looked healthy. He was like not. He
looked normal.
It's like Norm Macdonald. I was like, he looks normal.
Yeah,
like,
fucking Norm Macdonald.
But we're at that stage now where like our heroes are going to start falling.
It's already happened.
Like
2016 was the beginning of it.
Right.
2016 was like, do you remember 2016 where it was like every fucking day? It was like Alan Rickman, David Bowie, Lemmy kicked it off right before at the tail end of 2015. Like December 30th or something.
Right.
Or December 29th or whatever it was. It was right before New Year's. Lemmy kicked it off. And we were like, oh, shit, Lemmy died. And then from there, 2016 was like boom, 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 boom. Every fucking day. It was like huge names were fucking just dropping. And like I remember we got to the end of 2016 and people were like, this was the worst year on record. Right. It was like, yeah, just wait for 2020. But honestly, dude, I don't know. We now live in a world without Betty White. We now live in a world without Bob Saget. I found out, and like Sidney Poitier died.
Yeah.
He was 94 and like.
That's true. I read that too.
Peter Bogdanovich died.
Huh. I don't know who that is.
He's like a film critic and like a film director and he's done some pretty like iconic films and stuff like that. But I was just like, that was another one. I didn't even know that he had died because he died on January 6th. And I didn't even know that because I was looking back through a list of people who had died in 2022 already, trying to find another name because I was like, there's somebody else that died that was there was another important name that died, and I saw his, and I was like, fuck.
Jeez.
John Madden died, which was another, like, if you're a football guy, like, that's a football, like, that's a big one.
Right, yeah.
You know, so it's just, like, it's been a weird, I don't know, it's just been a weird time.
It's been a weird 2 years, but it's been an especially strange last little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. The Bob Saget thing really fucked me up because he was way too young to just have like up and died.
Yeah, 100%.
Way too young to have just like.
Did you ever see The Aristocrats?
I fucking love The Aristocrats
Such
so
a great
much,
movie, yeah.
And that's probably one of my favorite things that he's ever done.
Yes, me too.
Because it was so
it's brilliant, and not only that, everyone else talks about his version of the joke and about how his version of the joke.
Well, that's how the movie starts.
I know, but like, it's just awesome to hear how. Because he, at that point in time, he's known as like the AF, America's Funniest Home Videos dad with like the bad dad jokes all the time. And like, so you kind of take away his comedic genius because of the writing that he was receiving for that show. But he was actually a pretty dirty, raunchy comedian. And to hear that he had so many props and respect from other comedians really blew me away and changed my idea of who he was when I watched that movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen that movie, you should go watch it. It's great.
Go watch The Aristocrats. And also, you know what? Big RIP to Betty White, Bob Saget.
Oh, my God, yes.
John Madden, Peter Bogdanovich, everybody that's
Oh, God, yeah.
kind of
R.I.P.
dropping.
Rest in power is what they say now.
100%. Rest in power.
Rest in
Big power. What else you got for me?
Oh, is this all me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing. All I had was Bob Saget died.
Okay. I watched that Saturday morning show you told me to.
Oh, you watched Smash?
Yeah, it was
Did
great.
you watch the whole thing?
No. I'm like 3 episodes in.
Okay, so yeah,
Great.
I'm only on the second episode because
So
I'm like
good.
savoring it.
Yes.
It's so good.
It's so good. And everything that they do in
Trebor
that
and
show.
Skip.
Yeah, dude. And like it's so funny. Like the dynamic between them is so of that nostalgia. Just everything about the show is brilliant.
But it's really brilliantly done. So if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a show on Netflix called Saturday Morning All-Star Hits. It's made by Kyle Mooney, who is of SNL fame. I don't know. Is he still on SNL? He must be. Regardless, it's like what the fuck is the guy's name from SNL, who like the executive producer of the show?
Oh, Lorne Michaels?
Lorne Michaels. It's a Lorne Michaels produced Netflix show. And basically what it is Kyle Mooney is playing two characters called Trebor and Skip in these like Saturday morning interstitials in between these fake cartoons that they've written.
Yeah, it's so brilliant.
And like big names are voicing them. Like Paul Rudd is one of the voices on one of the cartoons.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And they're
Super cool.
so funny. The cartoons are so funny because
I'm glad that they're on the adult side though. Even though it's like supposed to be for kids and it was like supposed to be like a kid's show, it's very much for adults. And the humor
But that was the point, right?
No,
Like,
I know, but
because they're
that.
dealing with
Well, I don't know when I'm getting into it. I'm like, is this going to be like
stupid?
like a dumb kid, like after school? Not dumb, but like
Yeah.
cheesy. It's not cheesy.
It's not cheesy because it's like as soon as you get to the cartoon
cheesy.
part, what they're dealing with is very much like adult themes and like the
Totally.
it's like that dinosaur one where it's like Randy and it's like the intro and then it cuts over to the dinosaur and he just like immediately like he's dealing with a breakup and he's so sad and miserable and you're like, what the fuck is this? This is not like the title at all.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's
so good.
and it's so like that's what I love about it is like how understated and like serious it takes like some of those themes and like kind of plays it for real.
Yeah,
like
it's brilliant.
I think it's so brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm really glad you gave me that recommendation. It's a good one. Mm-hmm. So if you're out there and you have any of that nostalgia of the 90s early morning, Saturday morning cartoons, you should definitely check it out. It's really good. What else do we got? Let's see. New hockey stadium fell through. The big eraser / Chinook Mall fell through. I guess the Flames pulled out.
Can I talk about this?
Flames pulled out.
I would like. I have
it's all you.
so
You have the floor.
much to say about this.
You have the floor.
Because both the city and the Flames organization suck. But anyway.
True.
Gianti Gondek, who is the new mayor of Calgary, she ran to the media so fast when the Flames are. This is we're going back a couple of weeks during December. This is during Christmas break. This is after we had already podcasted for the last time for the year last year. She ran like they were trying to figure out the rest of the deal.
Yep. But it was done at that point.
The deal was already in place.
Yeah,
the deal was already
supposed to start construction.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. So the deal was already in place, and what happened is the Flames organization and the Calgary, the city of Calgary, agreed to a 50-50 split on the arena.
Yep.
And the original 50-50 split on the arena was $270 million apiece. Okay.
Yep.
So $540 million is what it was supposed to cost.
Yep.
Then construction costs started going up.
Yep.
Right? The city of Calgary was like, we can't afford to front the costs of the rising project.
Right.
The Flames organization, they want a new building.
Yeah.
They want to give their fans a good product in a like a luxury setting.
Yeah.
That's what they want. the city of Calgary is it's a world-class city, but we can't get world-class events and concerts and stuff like that because we don't have world-class event centers.
Yep.
Anyway, so when it comes down to it, the Flames organization was like, okay, I guess we'll front the extra like little bits here and there. But the cost of the project started kind of like skyrocketing, right? So when Gianti's going to the media, like immediately after like things are starting to fall, she went that night and wrote up a big press.
Wow.
It came out at like 7 or 8 p.m. where she was like, the Flames organization is pulling. Yeah. They're pulling out and it's blah, blah, blah over. Her thing was they're pulling out over what did she say? It was like 1.3% of the overall deal or whatever is what she said to the media. The reality of it is that what they agreed to started to go up.
Yeah.
So the Flames organization, by the time they pulled out, the cost of the arena was going to be $630 million. So there was an extra $90 million that was only falling to the Flames organization side.
Right.
And the straw that broke the camel's back was the city wanted them to pay for fucking sidewalks and like other shit in front of the arena. That city infrastructure is not the responsibility of the Flames organization. I don't give a fuck who you think you are.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It is not the responsibility of the Flames organization.
Right.
The Flames organization had already agreed to take on the extra costs of the Rising project. Granted, the Islanders just moved into their new building over in New York.
Right.
$1.5 billion to build that arena. Crazy.
Holy shit.
It is a world-class facility, and I've heard it's unbelievable, and it's really nice.
Right.
$1.5 billion to build it. You look at some of the football stadiums that they have in the States.
What is it, Islanders, you said? I just want to look at
New York Islanders.
Okay.
Some of the football stadiums in the U.S.,
Yeah.
$7 billion, dude, to build some of these fucking stadiums.
That's crazy. But they hold, I know, like some of them are like
But
college.
the point being, $630 million, yeah, it's a drop in the fucking bucket to get an arena done. And should the Flames have like been so stubborn and pulled out like that? Probably not. They absolutely should stand their ground, and the city is completely wrong for expecting them to, like the other thing is the climate initiative where they're trying to make it basically net zero. Like they want the building to be net zero, so it's like not.
That's originally what I heard the problem was. And it was obviously fake, but I heard...
It's one of the problems.
I heard, okay, that's what I initially heard, was that the deal fell through, and they never, at that point in time, I never read who had pulled out or anything. It just said deal fell through over climate deal proposals. And I was like, what?
So that's...
And then as we got deeper into it, it was like, oh, okay. And you're right. The article I read today said everything you just said, which is absolutely right.
Yeah.
That so the Flames were like, yo, we're not fronting this cost
100%
of the extra $90 million, and now you want us to pay for sidewalks? Like, no. So they backed out.
Yep. And good on them. So they're like, cool,
sure.
we'll play in the Saddle Dome.
How is that fair?
But the problem, you know who's, like, ultimately, the people that are going to suffer.
This is a rad stadium. Sorry, Islanders. Looks so rad.
It looks unreal.
The UBS Arena.
Yep.
Cool.
The people that are ultimately going to suffer due to this are the fans.
Oh, yes.
And the people of
We've
Calgary.
We've been suffering.
Yes.
By not getting shows, having to drive to Edmonton or fly to Vancouver to see a show because it won't come here.
So, as of now, the Saddle Dome is the second oldest arena in the NHL.
That's so crazy. Other than Madison Square Gardens, obviously.
Madison Square Garden's the oldest, but they just did like a $1 billion renovation on that building because they also have the Rangers playing out of there. They have the Knicks. They have the Nets. They have like all these. Wait, the Nets.
I don't think the Nets, but the Knicks and the
Nets are playing at the
probably now
Islanders arena,
right?
But the Knicks are out of like there's. You know what I mean? Where it's just like they're putting money into that building to like refurbish it because obviously they can't knock it down and put a new.
There's nowhere to put it.
There's nowhere to put a new arena in New York.
Yeah, in New York.
But Calgary needs to fucking figure their shit out when it comes to this arena shit because honestly, the fact that Nenshi was a garbage mayor as it was.
Yeah.
But the fact that Nenshi was in the same boat. Like, he could not get a deal done.
Yeah.
Finally got a deal done with them. Gianti comes in, and as soon as Gianti comes in, it falls apart. I'm not also not like a Gianti like detractor or anything like that. I don't know enough about her.
She definitely hasn't been there long enough to prove herself or disprove
for
herself.
For sure, but it kind of
it's not looking good so far.
It's really telling that the first thing that happens as soon as you become mayor.
And I hate that she ran to the press like that. Like,
that was the thing that really bothered me.
That's low.
Is that she ran to the press to try to get ahead of it by saying that they're putting
all the blame on them. The full story isn't even out.
She put the entire blame on them, and she said that that was their story, was that they were pulling out based on 2% of the deal,
right?
Which is not the true story.
No.
If the city had actually, and then you have all these people in the city that are going, oh, great. They're like, great, perfect. My taxes, we'll save some money. My taxes aren't going towards an arena deal.
Right.
That's not how that works. No. That is not how that works because that money, there's already been money spent. They've already spent so much money.
Oh, yeah. They need to put no more blue rings.
Designs. Dude, they've already.
Oh, for sure.
You look
Lawyers, permits, plans, architects, money.
They've already torn down the corral. They've already started technically construction on.
True that. That's true. Actually.
Putting in this
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they've already started construction on Victoria Park in terms of putting a new arena there.
Right.
Technically, so there's already been money spent. Yeah, not $630 million worth of money.
So crazy.
And it's not a small amount of money, but it's not a big amount of money when it comes to arenas
or city infrastructure thing. Yeah, no, I agree.
So it's kind of I can't believe that. This is what I can't believe. Yes, I don't blame. This is where it gets really fucked up. I can't believe that, or I can believe that the Flames organization pulled out for the reasons they pulled out, and I can't believe the city let them do it.
Right.
I can't believe the city let that fall apart where it was because Gianti's going to the media going, they're pulling out based on 2% of the deal. I'm looking at her going, you let them walk away based on 2% of the deal.
Yeah.
Why didn't the city come in and be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. We'll take care of the sidewalks and the extra fucking $10 million or whatever that the sidewalk,
No, you're right.
Why?
The article I read today, your thoughts right there are being... Some of the council members in the city of Calgary are like, and they're saying this, I can't believe that she let them walk away, and they're calling on her to bring them back to the table. I know.
They won't.
But so people within the city feel the same way as you, is that you let this deal fall through, but you didn't try to fix it either. You just let it.
And you ran to the media to try to get people on your side. And
to make the Flames look bad, and that also affects the fandom. You're trying to make the Flames organization look bad in front of the fandom. Do you know what I mean? That's taking a hit at them. They've got to be pissed.
Yeah, but
they have to be pissed.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
But do you know what that does?
Oh God, I can't imagine. They're gonna move the team.
Exactly.
I know.
So okay,
well, they could threaten
the mayor of the city goes and tries to get the fans pissed off at the Flames organization.
You want to see flames?
Yeah. So it's all of a sudden. So I guarantee she turned some people's opinions against them because people are stupid.
Yes.
People are stupid, and they take everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I bet you she did turn some people's opinions against them. So now, when it comes time, let's say 5 years from now, still, because the arena wasn't supposed to be done for 5 years anyway.
Yeah.
Let's say 5 years from now, there's not even a whiff of a new arena. They're still playing in the Saddle Dome. The Saddle Dome's got a leaky roof and it's it was built in '83, so now it's a fucking, oh God, it'll be a 40.
How old is
no,
that?
It'll be a 40
50 years.
Well, it'll be a 40-year-old building next year because it was built in '83. So next year it's going to be a 40-year. Yeah. So 5 years from now it'll be a 45-year-old building. Yeah. Okay. You're now bordering. Well, you are the oldest NHL barn in the NHL essentially because I guarantee there's no one in the league going into Madison Square Garden complaining about having to play at Madison Square Garden.
Not at all.
Not a single player. I guarantee there are players coming into Saddle Dome going, And I know that because they talked about it on Spit and Chicklets. They literally talked about this exact same thing on Spit and Chicklets, where they got a couple of the things wrong as in terms of like some of the details as to why it fell apart. But they're NHL players that have played in this out, like
for sure.
Ryan Whitney played for the Oilers, so he's played in the
they talk to hockey players all the time too.
He's been in the visitors' locker room at the Saddle Dome, and they're like, it's not like the greatest place to be. Like, it's a fun place to be because the fans are what makes the Saddle Dome come to life. Like, honestly, I love nostalgic things, and I love the Saddle Dome for that because it's such an iconic piece of Calgary. And when I heard that they were building the new arena and then they were going to immediately tear down the Saddle Dome, that made me sad.
Right.
I do not want them to tear down the Saddle Dome because I want the Saddle Dome to stay. Right. It's an iconic piece of Calgary skyline.
I agree with you.
But now it's kind of like, okay, like because like in my head I've been going by with like, oh man, we're gonna get to go watch hockey in a new arena, like in like a few years. Like I was so excited about it, and it's just like not happening. I don't know, man. I think Gianti really fucked that up.
I agree.
I'm not placing blame on the Flames, but I do think that they were in the more they're not
in the wrong.
They're not in the wrong, but they're also like, I feel like they're kind of abusing their power a little bit because they're in a way stronger bargaining position, and they're like they hold all the cards.
Totally.
They literally hold all the cards because the only way that deal comes back is if, like at this point, Gianti has to go back and be like, we will pay.
Somebody needs to compromise. 50%. Someone needs to compromise here.
No, like
to make the deal go through.
The only way it goes through now is if the city comes back and we pay 55%. That's the only way it goes of the 630 billion plus.
Yeah.
That's the only, because the Flames organization is going to be like, fuck you. Like we were already willing to pay 50% plus 90 million. Now like there's no fucking way or not like 80 million or whatever. They're not going to do that now. There's no way. I'm glad that that's the way people feel.
Yeah.
Is that she let them walk away because she did.
The team back to Atlanta. Just so bad.
Atlanta gets a third team.
They wear the flaming C for their captain. So
that'd be
like
cool.
The opposite.
That'd be cool. Honestly, but that's so I could see, because right now there's the Dallas Stars. There's a billionaire in Houston that really wants a team. So there's a possibility. I mean, if a team's gonna move, I've been saying that like Arizona is gonna get moved. Apparently, Arizona has agreed to its arena deal in Tempe. Like apparently they're going to build the brand new arena.
I remember we talked about that. It's so weird.
In Tempe. Brand new, I think it's like $1 billion facility. Wow. Again, they're getting $1 billion facility in Tempe. And it's like, so Arizona can figure it out, but Calgary can't?
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding? Not that I have anything against the Coyotes, but because I personally, I love the Coyotes, and I really want to go to a game in Arizona. But it's like, are you fucking kidding me? They can get $1 billion deal done for an arena in Tempe, and the Calgary Flames can't put together a fucking arena deal to save their life. What the hell?
I'm moving.
You should.
I'm moving.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to Arizona.
But so there's that. So
that you're just like, bye. Get out of here.
See you later.
Nice knowing
You're fired. No, but like honestly, so there's Houston. There's Quebec. Quebec has a Quebec City built an NHL level facility.
Wow.
Because they want an NHL team so bad.
Yeah.
And they built it like 5 years ago or 5+ years ago. Crazy. And they're just like sitting on this arena where they want a team really bad. And I guess Bettman's been meeting with the mayor of that city. So like, could you imagine if the Flames moved to Quebec?
The Quebec City Poutines?
Do you know how bad?
I'm so down.
Do you know? Dude, there would be people in the streets of Calgary burning Flames jerseys.
Oh yeah, you want to see Flames?
17th Ave it would be the Red Mile. It would be the Fire Mile.
If you lived through the LA riots, that's what it would be like.
Yes, people would be so mad.
Yeah.
people would be so mad,
Yep.
and they would
are mad.
she would go down in history.
Did you know that they're I read this today in the article that they have, and there's a bunch of people that are protesting outside of her.
Yeah,
residence.
I saw that. I
Her
heard.
residence. Imagine you lived beside her, and you have all these angry people standing not in front of your house, but beside your
I know,
house.
stupid, absolutely stupid that they're doing that.
So crazy.
I completely.
Where do we live?
I 100%
holy.
disagree with.
You should not go to someone's personal residence. That's scary.
No, because it's like an
It takes one crazy.
It's like an
person.
anti-vax protest or an anti-mask protest or something.
Something.
And it's just like she doesn't have she's not mandating the vaccine. She's the mayor of Calgary.
Don't go to her house, man. That's just so.
It's
weird.
fucking stupid. Go
So weird.
no. Where you that's
The office. Go to City Hall.
exactly.
And do that shit.
That's where you go to protest.
you
you
don't
do
go to
not go to
someone's
someone's
house.
private resident
No.
unless you're Tyler Shandro.
Okay.
Did you ever hear about that?
Maybe.
I
You'll
think
have
we
to
talked
jog my
about it.
memory.
Tyler Shandro is the former Alberta health minister. He's an absolute fucking piece of shit.
Oh.
He was the guy
Oh,
that
yes.
went to that doctor's house and was berating the guy at his
Right.
house in front of his family because he had posted a meme about Shandro or something. And
Right.
dude, if you can't, he couldn't handle a meme being posted about him. So he
Oh
went to
my
the dude's
God.
house.
Crazy. That's
Like, are
so
you
crazy.
Do you know, but that's
insta
illegal.
jail. Oh yeah, insta jail. You would think. You can't
No,
do
but
that
because he's
stuff.
the minister of health, they're not going to arrest him, and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
part of Ken. Like he was appointed by Kenny.
But it would
so
have
you
been
can.
funny if he got arrested for doing that.
It would have been unreal, but Kenny's not going to let him.
No,
do it.
no,
It's
no.
So stupid. I don't know. It just. I don't agree with the protesting in front of the house thing.
No, me neither.
Protest at City Hall.
Don't like her, that's fine, but just don't bother her at home.
Well, I don't like her either because of she's already
on the wrong foot.
well, she ruined the arena deal.
I know.
She ruined
It's
she
not
knew,
a good. It's definitely not a good.
She
start.
knew that she ruined it, and that's why she ran to the media. She knew it was her
Trying to
fault.
cover her own-
Yeah,
yeah, oh
which
yeah,
is
100%.
that's why I don't
That's
like her.
classic kid. When the kid runs to the mom first,
Yeah.
they're usually the one who did it. So,
Yeah, not a fan of that.
have you seen Book of Boba Fett?
I watched the first episode, and it's so good.
My God,
Okay,
and how
Okay.
they continue the
I
story.
hold on.
Yeah.
We have to preface this with
'Kay.
if spoilers from now till I say no more spoilers is spoilers time. So if you don't want to know things about Book of Boba Fett, please stop listening right here. Go watch the first episode of Book of Boba Fett and then come back. Because I've only watched the first episode, so that's all I can
fine.
speak
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
The first thing I want to talk about is the Sarlacc pit. Holy fuck. Unreal. Because that's something that has been on
How are they going to bring him back?
everybody's mind. That's something that's been on everybody's mind since
Dead.
like,
he got eaten.
yeah,
He did.
yeah.
So how is he coming back?
Unbelievable.
But he ain't dead.
I know.
He ain't dead.
Dude, just swimming around in the Sarlacc pit and then just burning it from inside out. Unbelievable. So good.
Gives me chills.
I know. It was so good. I had a great time watching the first episode. It very much has the exact same
Feeling.
feel of Mandalorian, and it's just as good.
Yeah.
And Robert Rodriguez directed that first episode, which I thought was unreal.
That's awesome.
I think he directed some of the Mandalorian too.
Okay.
In fact, I know he did.
Okay.
And Favreau obviously
Dude,
wrote the
Favreau, just the storytelling that he's been able to come up with, the 2 seasons of Mandalorian, and now this, the start of this, I'm so intrigued, so ready to go for this ride.
I saw a meme that was where it was Favreau goes to make a Christmas movie, instant classic, because he made Elf.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't know
dude.
that. Oh, shit.
You'll
so
see-
he wrote it. Did he write it or he made it? He directed it?
Yeah, he directed it.
Oh, I
I don't
didn't
know
know
if
that.
he wrote it, but that's another one.
That's crazy.
You'll see that in the movies that made us or whatever. Elf is one of the movies.
Yeah, I saw that. I just
in
haven't
that.
gotten to it yet.
So you'll see
Cool.
how very much the same way it was a scrappy kind of trying to get shit done, trying to figure out how to do it and like the forced perspective thing and like making Will look so much bigger than everybody else. And it's just like how they were kind of making it and they were like, I don't know if this is going to work. And then it winds up being like an instant classic.
That's awesome.
Favreau,
he's amazing. To
me, is just like he's what we want. Like he's what we want. Like J.J. Abrams was that to a certain extent, but J.J. Abrams kind of was just like he reinvigorated the Mission Impossible series, which I'm very thankful for because I love Mission Impossible. He brought back Star Trek, which he did a really good job with.
The casting in that movie was insane. Insanely well
How
done.
he brought that
casting
franchise
for everybody and like Spock and yeah, just everything.
How he was able to bring that franchise into the 21st century and like essentially like just give it that really dramatic spin and like make it fucking cool was unreal. Star Wars to a lesser extent because I feel like Disney had a little bit more of their fingers in that pie than he would have liked.
It doesn't really feel like a J.J. Abrams movie per se.
No, but
you're right.
No,
they
but
probably had their fingers
because The Force Awakens just is essentially A New Hope, but like they're trying to reboot it, right? And then obviously it goes off the rails once you get to Last Jedi because Rian Johnson was trying to do something really different and it just like didn't work. And then the third one was supposed to go to Colin Trevorrow, but they fired him and brought back J.J. Abrams to like essentially fix it.
Sounds so messy.
It got really messy, and I'm glad that whole like series is. You know what I mean? Like I'm just glad that those three movies are done.
Yeah.
But then but that's the thing. It's like okay, so it didn't really work doing 7, 8, 9. So then Disney is looking at, well, what do we do with Lucasfilm? Like, well, how do we continue the Star Wars franchise? And was The Mandalorian the first, like,
I think so.
Big Disney Plus, like...
I've heard rumors about Obi-Wan original story, like origin story.
Oh, it's already shot.
Oh, okay, so that's obviously something that
No, but like Mandalorian was the first one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think so.
But it's like...
From that world to be its own... Yeah, I think so.
And as soon as The Mandalorian took off and did so well, Disney greenlit so much.
Well, they had Solo and stuff, but that was not
So
great.
they have one that's called Andor, which is the...
Andor?
Yeah. It's the guy from Rogue One.
Oh, wow.
It's the lead from Rogue
One, yeah.
The lead from Rogue One.
Easy for you to say.
He's getting his own show.
Brad?
There's an Ahsoka one. The
Brad?
chick with the white lightsabers.
What's her nuts? Plays
Rosario
her.
Dawson.
Yeah,
She's getting her own show. Obi-Wan
Could
with...
be bad, though. If they oversaturate with all...
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking is now they're going to oversaturate because Favreau can only be in one... Like...
He can only write so much, man.
Well, he can only be in one place at one time.
Yeah.
So, Obi-Wan, which has Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
Yeah. He's like 42 now. He's like, yeah, this is crazy. He's like, I'm just your protege.
Obi-Wan.
It could be cool though.
Obi-Wan.
It should be. I hope it's cool because I really want Hayden Christensen to have
he's done
a little bit of a
He
redeem.
hasn't really done much. He's done like some B movies and stuff, but he never really hit that stardom that he had when he had going into those first three movies, especially being a Canadian. I remember.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess he is. Yeah. Well, but we blame George Lucas for that.
Yeah.
And then I think there's more because there's Book of Boba Fett, and I think there's supposed to be more, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's more.
I love how the Hutts were prevailed in there. Anyways, but yeah, it's such a great show. I really liked it. It was really great.
Yeah. Spoilers done.
Done. Spoilers done. You can
welcome back to the show again. If you haven't watched, we didn't have too many spoilers in there. It was just the one thing.
Yeah.
It's just the one thing.
While we're talking about movies, just really quickly, I read that
we've talked about movies the entire podcast. So.
The Last of Us is going to have...
TV show?
Yeah, TV show has going to have Nick Offerman in it in a role that has yet to be announced.
How did? Okay,
He's
whoa.
in a mystery role.
Wait, sorry. Wait. Can we talk? Can we talk about this?
Yes, that's why I brought it up.
Okay, how did you find that out?
On the web?
Where?
I don't know where I read that actually. This was a while ago. So I've had this in my notes here for probably a month.
Okay.
So it's been about a month old.
Okay, so sorry.
So I can't tell you exactly where I read it because I only write like down things that I want to talk about, not where I found them.
Well, no, I need to know because
I love Nick Offerman and I was like,
oh, sorry, no, it's The Last of Us. He's cast as Bill.
Oh, okay. At that time, they didn't say it. It just said mystery role.
Yeah. So they've actually, yep. As of December 7th, it's in Variety. I can talk about it then. I've known that Nick Offerman has been in the show for so long because it was a huge secret. Like friends of mine. Actually, friends of mine, I'm not saying who. I'm not saying who. They were like, we can't tell you this. And I was like, tell me what? And they were like, but we know, like, they're like, Nick.
Oh, we're going to tell you.
They're like, Nick Offerman is in Last of Us. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we worked with Nick Offerman. And I was like, what?
What's he like to work with?
Apparently, he's amazing.
Yeah. I love him.
Apparently, it was a super last minute thing where he just like flew in and out so quick to do it that like no one even knew he was in town. And when he was on set, it was a giant secret. They were hiding him the whole time. So I don't know how that got out.
Who's that guy with that paper bag on his head?
I don't know how. So
ushering him
I'm
around
not the one.
set.
I'm so glad I'm not the one that leaked it.
I'm the guy who leaked it. No, I'm just saying. I don't know.
But honestly, that's super cool that that's out now.
I just want to talk to you about it because I know you like him. I love him.
Nick Offerman.
Yeah, he's great. So I was just stoked. I was like, because at that time I was like, mystery role. What's he gonna play? Maybe a zombie. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to play. So you've played Last of Us?
Yeah, I played him. Yeah, not the second one. The first one.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. So I got a PS5. Yeah, I bought a PS5 for myself for Christmas.
You didn't give it to the lady in line like last time?
No,
that was so nice.
No, this time it was for me. No, so it was my Christmas present to myself because I didn't get anything for Christmas from my wife.
Claus?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Santa Claus myself.
Because I didn't get
anything
from my wife.
I didn't get anything from my wife.
My
wife. But anyway, so I got myself a PS5. So right now I've been because I bought Far Cry 5 like so long ago.
Okay, yeah.
But I installed it on that and I've been playing it on the PS5. First of all, that game is unbelievable. That game, have you played it?
I've played Far Cry, it's not 5.
5, it's now like number 2 on my list of like my favorite games of all time.
Wow, awesome.
It is so good.
Rad.
The whole religious cult thing.
Yeah.
Like, just like it works so well as a story for me. Like I love it. I think it's so unreal.
Awesome.
And the gameplay's fun. It's like I've been playing it with a friend actually. Like because you can play the campaign with friends.
Rad.
Which
Co-op. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've never done that before. So we're like just sitting there playing, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go in and like liberate this fucking thing. And he's like, cool. So he just starts like unloading like grenades into a base, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sneak around. It's fun. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, now that I have the PS5, I'm like, okay, I have to play because I've had my PS4 for a long time, and like,
you barely use it. I can tell.
Because
I see when you sign in.
Yeah,
like he was on 2 months ago. I was like, oh, and then you'll pop on one day, probably do something, and pop off. And I rarely see you play any games though.
Yeah, so it's like
I'll see you like online, but not playing.
Yeah, because it's probably I have the app on my phone.
Yeah.
So that if you see me online, it's probably my phone.
Got you.
But yeah, so now that I have the PS5, I'm gonna like, okay, I have to play Last of Us because the show's coming out.
Yeah.
And I want to know.
Gotta play it.
Yeah.
You gotta play it.
I know.
It's
the
first video game I've played like maybe 3 or 4 times. Brennan, our friend Brennan Farrell, loves that game. He's probably played the first Last of Us 10 plus times.
Holy crap.
And he's probably played the second one twice now. He's a big fan. If you want to talk about big fan of Last of Us, and you know what's funny is that he hates TV shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
He doesn't like TV shows. He doesn't like that things don't get wrapped up in one episode. So he's a movie guy.
Okay.
So he watches movies because 2 hours, it's wrapped up, it's done. He doesn't like the whole like waste. He calls it wasting an hour of your life to just not find out anything. I'm like, dude, they're telling us. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
funny how different
It's so
him and I are.
frustrating,
It's
but
funny
yeah.
because a lot of the time I'll want to tell him about a show that I'm watching, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you don't like TV. He's like, yeah, no. But I'm like, you like Last of Us, so how is this going to translate for you? Like, are you interested in watching it? Or are you not? And he's like, I don't know. I don't really care. It's probably going to be really bad. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
I need to text him. I need to text
You
him.
need to text
I need
him.
to text him, right? I'm going to text him today and
That's
just be like,
so
dude,
funny.
you have no idea. Last of Us is going to be an unbelievable show.
It should be good, yeah.
Because like I've seen like I haven't seen a whole lot up close, but like I've seen a couple things here and there.
Yeah.
Because like I went, they were shooting not that far away, so I went for a walk one day like to set. I couldn't get on set because you need like a visitor's pass, and obviously with all the COVID protocols and stuff, like they're not letting people like
just random.
super close. Like obviously, if the pandemic wasn't happening, I could get on that set easily and like go meet everybody and whatever. But it's the pandemic that's really fucked up. Because like with Ghostbusters, I was able to get on. I got a visitor's pass. I was able to get on Ghostbusters.
You were on that
But if
set.
the pandemic had been
You
happening,
were like a producer pretty much on that movie.
there's no way I would have been able to get on the Ghostbusters set if the pandemic had been happening at that point.
Yeah, that's
no, I should probably message him and be like, dude, you should probably be excited for the last.
Be
of Us.
open-minded about it.
Be open-minded because like I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised.
It's funny.
I haven't even played the game and I already know it's fucking accurate.
We play video games online together. He's like my online guy. We always play games together. So I remember when The Mandalorian was out, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, yo, have you seen The Mandalorian? He's like, no. And then we were just talking about it. I'm like, dude, it's literally like in the top 5 of my favorite TV shows, maybe of all time.
Right.
And he was like, dude, it's probably so bad. And then he watched it. He's like, it's bad. He's like, I don't like it. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
It's like, you're so hard.
To be fair, some TV shows, like I get that because it's probably too. He doesn't have the attention span for it. Like it's probably too slow for him.
Yeah.
Did you watch Impeachment? The Monica Lewinsky one?
No.
Okay.
The more you talk to me about it, the more I'm like, I don't
Honestly,
know if I want to waste my time with this.
I fucking bought it because I was so excited. Like I bought it on iTunes and like every week it was like a new episode. The first couple we were like, all right, like this is going to be really interesting. It's 10 episodes long. And it's just like, it was so not worth 10 episodes. It was not worth.
When the real thing played out anyways.
Yeah.
There was only 2 or 3 things that were of really
For
crazy
sure.
importance, and then the rest was just impeachment.
So what I said to Chris, like Krista really liked, she said she really liked it at the end. I love stuff like the O.J. Simpson one was so good.
Brilliant, yeah.
The way it was done was so good, and it was like riveting the whole time.
Totally.
And it's a fucking court case. Like you're watching them in a court.
Yeah.
And it's like it was still riveting the entire fucking time. You'd think that this would have been the same. Like you think they would have been able to do the same with this, but it's literally like I don't know, man. And like
I'm sad because I related.
Sarah Paulson is so good as
Oh,
Linda
she's
Tripp.
great. Oh my God, she's great as anything she
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
But I compare it to like True Detective. Like the first one was so good.
So good.
The second one was so not good.
It was bad.
And now it's
It's
like
because
with this
he
one
bit
too.
off more than he could chew with the second one.
Yeah, and like maybe didn't do the right casting. I just felt like they didn't gel together as well as Woody Harrelson and McConaughey, yeah. And plus,
But
how riveting McConaughey is as that character.
dude, Rusted
Was in like the way that he pulls you in and just completely kind of takes over that. And Woody Harrelson to counterpart him too. But like in those private scenes where he's talking like in court and stuff where it's just him and he's doing those monologues, it's chilling.
Oh, I know.
It's chilling. There wasn't that level in the second one, I found.
No, it's because what they did in the second one is they introduced like 4 or 5 characters, and they tried to give them all backstory and all like it was trying to like interwove all of this stuff. And I remember getting to, I think episode 5 of that season and being like, they still haven't set anything up. Like they haven't figured out where this is going, and it's over in 3 episodes.
So
like
crazy.
It was dumb. It was really dumb. And then they did it. We lost the light.
We lost lights.
Oh no, it died. I think, was it Mahershala Ali is the guy in the 3rd season?
Yeah.
I haven't even watched it because it was just like
The black guy, he's crazy good.
Did you watch 3?
No, but
he's
he's
great.
He's so
and
good.
I think that the point of season 3 was that they kind of reined it in and they went back to like more of the roots of the first one. To get
season 2 kind of like made me feel about it, so maybe that's something that we should do.
I want to go back and watch
3.
season 3. I haven't watched.
Anyway,
going back to the impeachment thing.
Yeah, sorry.
That it did not warrant 10 episodes.
Yeah, agreed.
I said from episode 3, I was like, this would have made a really good 2.5 hour long movie. 2 hour movie.
Yeah.
Not a 10 episode.
Man, they like really dragged it out.
Oh my God. There's like points where it's like, because they're also like there's the whole Paula Jones thing where they're like talking about this other lady who was apparently, well, because the Monica thing was like she was very much interested in Bill, so she wasn't suing him. Paula Jones was suing him because he had like exposed himself to her and was like wanted a blowjob or something, and she was like, I'm not into it, and so like. It's like going through these 2 totally different stories at like different times.
Got you.
And they also like there were certain points where it was like it would jump around a lot where it was like 1993, 1991, 1996, and it jumps around.
I don't like that.
And it's like
it's hard to get your bearings as a watcher when you're like that.
Sometimes. So you're so at certain points things would be happening and you're like,
wait.
I'm like, is this 93 or 96? Or is this where is she?
Which case is this now?
Not even which case. I'm like, what? I'm like, at what point is Monica in this? I'm like, does the world know yet, or did they not know yet? Like, it was
the fact that you're even having those questions is bad TV telling.
Totally. Really. So it just like I feel like that series is that's a brilliant idea for a series.
Yes.
It's so good. They hit it out of the park with the first one, but I feel like they've struggled with the last 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Versace and impeachment.
Yes.
And
you know what they should do next? The Menendez brothers.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Menendez. Yeah, I know exactly.
That case
would be unbelievable.
Because that case is filled with like.
Yeah, what the fuck moment. Yeah. That's what you need is some like what the fuck moments.
And that's what OJ brought was that celebrity. Did he do it? You had Kato Kalin. You had all these like interesting parts of the story that were like aside from the murder. You had like. Yeah, I mean, you had Johnny Cochran. You had that whole side of like. Plus, not only that, you had the race riots going on. Like, in that show, there was so much going on.
Even to this day, people are still like, "Did he do it?"
Oh,
they don't know.
100%.
So it's like you have all that mystery on top going into that show where people are like, they're still undecided.
Yeah.
Then you have all the and like, dude, Sarah Paulson as what's her name? The
attorney that I can't think of her name right now, but I know who you mean.
Yeah, the curly-haired one.
Yeah.
She was like unbelievable in that show, and it just like there were so many elements about it that just made it so riveting to watch. Yeah. And like I say, like I feel like they hit it out of the park the first one, and then they're kind of like the Versace one. I didn't even watch it. Like I tried to watch it. It was kind of like
right, and I was just like.
So with the impeachment one, it was like, okay, I feel like they had kind of like, I felt like they were about to hit their stride in terms of like figuring out what that series was and what they were presenting. Yeah. And it just
fell through. Hey.
Krista said she really liked it. Yeah. And I feel like they did get enough viewers. Like we probably will get another season, but it fell so flat for me.
Yeah.
Because I was so bored.
Yeah.
So bored. Like I was just like, nothing's happening. But the problem is that going into that story, you're like, well, we know Monica did it. We know what, like, we know.
Look at the dress. There's something happened.
There's no real like, what the fuck got you moment in that because you're just like,
there's no like curveball. Yeah.
There's no real curveballs. Yeah. So it's that was a tough one.
Yeah.
But I think Last of Us is going to be really good. I agree. I think the Menendez brothers.
Dude, that case, I was thinking about that. I was like, what case is that case is mind-blowing. they killed their parents.
Yeah.
But their dad was secretly like having sex with them, and
Yeah.
like, all this stuff that came out, and then they like
Because that was another one in the 90s too.
that was
right?
another one, of those like big, huge explosive cases.
I can see them like in their prison uniforms sitting in the court or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
that
then
much.
they started dressing all preppy. They
Yeah,
were like
yeah,
the
yeah,
preppy
yeah.
murderers
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways, so. But there are better cases out there that I feel that would translate to TV so much better than Versace or a blowjob from Bill Clinton. Not from, but for Bill.
Also, the other thing is too is like what was his name that played Bill Clinton in Impeachment? Oh my God, this is riveting podcast. Impeachment.
Hey, lots of podcasts that I watch, people spend time looking things up.
Do they?
Yes.
Clive Owen played Bill Clinton, and it was like the first time. It's such
He doesn't even really look like him at all.
No, I know, but they did a lot of makeup to make him look like him.
Okay.
So it's kind of a weird like.
That's
I almost kind of want you to watch like just a clip of him, like find a clip of him as Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I did see one where he
Edie
was on
Falco.
the phone. Yeah, she plays Hillary.
Clinton. And you
yeah.
had mentioned that at one point. We're like, Edie, she's great, right? And I was like, I haven't even seen her yet. She comes in. She's like way later, like once. Like you kind of see her like back, and like she's kind of like she's not really important until like episode 7. Like it's really far in because you know who Hillary Clinton is, right? Like
Yeah, I know, but a lot of the story about when this came out had to do with her and the fact that she's gonna leave him,
But
she's gonna stay. She stood by her man.
But you don't even get to that shit till episode 7. Wow. So it's like the first 7 episodes are like, okay.
It sounds like the first couple episodes are about the blowjob. And
No.
Then you have, okay, but then you have this middle part about Paula, whatever her name is, Jones, who got exposed.
It's like about Paula Jones at first.
Oh, okay.
It starts off with
So
Paula
it's-
Jones.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
you. Maybe you should watch it just so you can understand.
If
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
fall
It's
asleep.
But anyway, Clive Owen felt like because it was like. I think I said this before when I was talking about the show previously. The first time you see Bill, you're kind of like, oh, it's Bill Clinton, but it's not. So it's kind of like off-putting.
Yep.
And then he opens his mouth and starts talking. And I said to Krista, I was like, oh, is that Clive Owen? And I looked it up. I was like, it is Clive Owen. Once you know it's Clive Owen, it kind of like throws you off for the rest of the thing because you're like, oh, it's just Clive Owen in like Bill Clinton makeup. And it's not that.
Pulls you out of the story.
It pulled me out because I was like, it's not that great.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Sure.
But it's the fact that he's like,
That's a very.
it's
a big role to cast.
It
for,
is
though.
because you
would think that you would go for somebody who would have some.
It's like
at least even if he sounds like him, that can pull you in.
It's like
even if he doesn't look like him, but he sounds like Bill Clinton.
Anytime you have to do a president, you're doing an impression of the president.
Totally.
So it's just like when you're doing Richard, I'm not a crook, or you're doing Kennedy, right? Or like
they all have their things.
Yeah, like you have Bill Clinton. I'm a gentleman. I played
kind of
the
an
saxophone.
idiot. He sounds like an idiot.
He sounds
anyway.
like an idiot. Yeah. So there's like an impression quality to it that you have to like kind of nail the impression. Trump, when this will happen 20 years from now, when Trump is dead and gone, and they make a movie about Trump being president. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm already like. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, I can't wait for that.
It'll be
fucking
Jimmy Fallon.
No,
I'm kidding.
No. You know,
who was it? Oh, Alec Baldwin did a really good interpretation of him.
Alec Baldwin does an
impression of him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, because on SNL he does.
But we don't know what's going on with him, so.
Well,
he won't give his phone over to the cops. Did
still?
You hear? Yeah, he won't.
What?
He won't give his phone over.
Well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
No, you know the movie Vice that Adam McKay made about Dick Cheney, where Christian Bale is playing Dick Cheney?
Didn't see it, but yes, heard of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Have you seen? No, that's fine. Have you seen The Big Short?
Yes.
Okay, same director.
Okay.
Have you watched the new one, Don't Look Up? Like the
I
one
haven't watched it yet. It's in my store. It's in my watch list.
So it's the same director.
Okay.
I really want and he will. I guarantee you, Adam McKay. Within the next, I'm calling it within the next 20 years, and that's a wide margin.
Yeah.
But within
probably be sooner than that.
It could be sooner than that. If he makes a Trump president movie, in the style of like Vice, like if he makes it in his like filmmaking style, I'm there opening day. I am there I'll buy the very first ticket to see that movie.
That's awesome.
It'll be an amazing movie because it'll be like they'll be making fun of Trump so hard, but it'll be an unbelievable movie, and whoever they get to play Trump in that will no doubt be.
You can't skirt around that one.
Well,
you have to.
He turned Christian Bale into Dick Cheney. He can turn Christian Bale into Trump if he wanted to. Like honestly,
that's fair.
like you need to watch Vice.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Holy fuck, dude!
Okay,
go watch one interview with Dick Cheney. Just watch one interview with Dick Cheney, then go watch Vice, the movie Vice, and you'll be like, I cannot believe Christian Bale is this good an actor.
Did he get anything for it?
Like awards?
Yeah, did he get any awards for playing
don't know.
that? I'm just curious.
I'm curious too because
If his portrayal was that well, you would think that hopefully he would have got something.
I mean, for me, it was unbelievable. Details, box office, runtime, related news. I don't know.
It's all good.
It doesn't say it won anything. Doesn't matter.
Check it out. I'm down.
But anyway, how did I get?
I miss those movies because I told you, like political American movies aren't really my jam.
Right.
So I generally stay away.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this before.
Like generally stay away from those movies. But I'll take your. And I bet you it's great. I bet you I'll love it. So I'll do it.
Vice. It's very much like that. But if you liked The Big Short, because The Big Short's an amazing movie, it's very much in that vein.
Cool. All right.
And it's like,
I'm even struggling with Don't Look Up because I'm like, I know it's like a political.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, they're trying to figure out like what to do.
Well, there's an asteroid heading for Earth.
Yeah,
it's like
I know
it's
the
like
concept.
Adam McKay. It's like
wasn't it
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
It's Adam McKay's version of Armageddon, and it's.
Do they land on it and like with the music?
I'm not telling you anything because
I'll watch it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
There's some really good funny bits in that movie.
That's funny.
We should wrap it up for the day. I guess
Yeah.
impeachment is kind of the. I don't know. Don't. I'm excited for Last of Us. I guess that's the point. I'm like scrambling to remember.
Well, we were talking about a bunch of different things. So
yeah,
but yes, I will check out Vice.
Do it. It's worth it, and I again cannot wait because Adam McKay will make a movie about Trump's presidency.
You know me well enough, and the suggestions you've given me are usually all really good. So I trust you.
Oh yeah,
I'll watch it.
Yeah. I really want Jim Carrey to play Biden again.
I love Jim Carrey.
One thing. Oh, if you okay, before we jump up, this will be the last thing we talk about. The Weeknd's new album came out.
Oh right,
on Friday. Have you listened to it at all? I have had it on repeat.
He's amazing.
Since it came out Thursday night.
I love that he has that whole old man garb on. That he has like the
the album
makeup,
cover.
But he's been like out with it on.
Yeah,
like so funny.
So he has a couple spots. Like Quincy Jones has like a spot on it. Cool. Tyler the Creator has a spot on it, and Jim Carrey is on the album a whole bunch.
Weird.
Yep.
As what?
Can
you say?
Yeah.
Like, is he
So he
musically
plays in the opening track. He plays like a radio DJ.
Okay.
On Dawn FM because the album's called Dawn FM.
Right.
So he's just like he's kind of like
I got you.
Yeah. He's a radio DJ on Dawn FM, but he pops in periodically throughout the album.
Kind of keep it going.
And then
cool.
and then keep your ears peeled for the very last song.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
It's like
I've heard some of his new songs, but I haven't checked out the whole album. And yeah, it sounds amazing.
You've probably heard like "Take My Breath Away." Like
yeah.
It's very much quintessentially like The Weeknd, and it's like, of course, it's a single like that. It makes total sense that was like the first single off the album.
Do you know who he's supposed to be dating?
Who
he's been linked to?
Who?
Angelina Jolie.
Really? I did not know that.
They've been having dinner together.
No
and they've been taking cars together. Like,
do you know how much?
So they're rumoring that they are actually an item. And he makes, I guess, in his new album, there's a lyric in the song that said, "My new girl, she's in the movies." So they're like, "She's a movie star." Oh my god! But how crazy would that be? The Weeknd and Angelina Jolie? That's pretty rad.
That Abel stole Angelina Jolie from fucking Brad?
Well, Brad beat her out of the house.
I'm sorry. What?
Well,
you don't talk about Brad Pitt like that.
dude, he
Brad
apparently wasn't the nicest dad, though. I'm just saying.
Wow, maybe
he hurt his kid on the plane and like
what?
Yeah, Maddox. That's where all this happened. Was he had a huge falling out with his son Maddox that he, I guess, got into a physical altercation with on an airplane on a private. Private
fuck
flight.
off. I mean, I got into a physical altercation with my dad.
Hey, a lot of people do.
I mean,
but
like
when you're famous, it's different. They hold you to a different. And I'm not saying it's right, but they just hold you to a different. And plus,
my dad and I got
out.
into scuffles when
sure.
when I was younger. Like not anymore. Like he's a
And
70-year-old man.
Really
I'm not gonna fight him now.
Yeah, that's
come here, old man. No, I didn't know about it.
That's kind of like where this all.
Is Ben Affleck a good dad?
I don't know.
I hope so.
I'm glad that he's back with J-Lo though. That's sweet.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part of 2020.
So funny,
him getting back with J-Lo.
Just how funny it was, like in the early.
He deserves all the good things in the world.
Yeah, sure.
Tori, I know you don't want good things for Ben Affleck, but I do.
I just read the other day that Ben Affleck said that working on the Batman vs Superman movie was terrible. He just said that. He said that it was one of his worst experience. No, maybe the worst experience he's had in making film was making.
Did he say
movie.
why?
I don't think so. That he really got into it, but
so he's playing Batman one more time.
Oh, is he?
Did you not know that?
I didn't.
He's playing Batman one more time in the Flash movie.
Okay.
So it's been confirmed that that's his last outing and actually that like just got confirmed not that long ago. That is his official last outing as Batman is in the Flash movie. It's also got Michael Keaton in it as Batman.
Just going to bring that up.
So it's a multiverse thing. And I don't know. I think it's a multiverse thing, and I don't know how they're addressing it. Which makes sense. It actually does make sense because the Flash...
Why copy?
They're not.
You can go through time. But they're copying the Spider-Man idea.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Both DC and Marvel have always had multiverse things.
Yeah. I know. But to bring it to film is all I'm saying.
But they've been working on this Flash movie since 2019. Like
I know DC movies need to get their shit together. Holy.
Did you watch? So okay, go listen to the Weeknd's album.
Go watch Vice.
There's so much to the podcast because we haven't talked to each other in 3 weeks. Have you watched this will be the last thing we touch on. Have you watched the latest, like the third trailer for the Batman, like the new trailer that came out like last week?
No, okay. If it came out last week, no.
It's the Batman, and the trailer's called The Bat and the Cat.
Okay. The second one, I was like, the first one, I was like,
underneath.
I was worried though. I was worried that he was going to be like a vampire in a black suit, but he's not. So
that Nirvana song in that trailer is just.
And whoever did the redo is really good.
What do you mean?
It feels like it's like not the original.
No, it's the original.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's
That's
just slowed it down.
So it's no. What they did is they took the original audio because how they recorded that is Kurt was laying on the couch in the control room of Sound City, just strumming the guitar, and then Paul Feig or whatever their producer, their audio or their production guy or whatever, just like set up a mic, like a couple mics over top of him, like one for the guitar and one for Kurt, and just like let him like play the song like laying down on the couch.
Huh.
Something in the way, like
yeah.
Because it just like they were trying to make that song work, and it was just like it wasn't working.
It doesn't sound like anything else he's ever really sung before. You know,
it's for sure him.
And how
though.
Melodic it is.
It is 100%. Yeah, because
it is. I believe you. It just at first I'm thinking it's someone like redoing or okay, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So it's like it's super laid back, like quietly singing to himself, Kurt, and then they took it and added like orchestra over top of it, and that's
maybe where
I
I'm
want
getting
that
thrown
version.
Off. Yeah.
I have to look and see if that version. Anyway, go
just
watch
the audio of it would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
you don't even need the guitar, but yeah.
Go watch the Go watch the Bat.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm gonna.
Don't you tell me.
Is that the lesson of today? Don't tell Adam what to does.
What to does.
What to does. That's how Krista and I talk. Anyway, it is now noon. We're gonna jump off. We've been on here for an hour and a half, so we should jump off.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Oh, yes, I apologize that you have to listen to all of this. So you will have noticed by now that this exists on a new channel, which is the Strictly Podcast channel. So make sure you get subscribed to this channel. Also, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts, so that you can listen to us every week, watch us every week, get more of us.
Yeah, because the channel that the podcast is on now is still going to have stuff and content from us. Just the podcast is moving to its own channel.
Yeah. So there's the MP. Yeah, it's going to be the MP podcast channel, and then the MP Media channel will go to strictly like fun videos of us eating gross shit that makes us want to throw up. So we have lots of. Oh my God, we have so much written down on the whiteboard for that. So keep your eyes peeled for that stuff. That's going to be a nightmare. Anyway. For this episode of the MP Podcast, I'm Lincoln.
I'm Bob.
We will catch you next week.
Bye.